Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure, man. What's cracking?
So can you tell us what the movie's about to start off?
Yeah, it's about basically how screwed up the UN is, how it's failed to live up to its founding principles, and the audience taking a ride with me around the world to uncover how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And this is your first documentary, correct?
First anything.
Did you always want to go into documentaries, or did you just find it fascinating and want to delve into it?
Yeah, no interest in filmmaking whatsoever. I grew up in LA, so maybe there's like a latent gene in me that kind of came out later in life. And when I was thinking about this, it was Saturday night, and I was watching Bowling for Columbine, the Michael Moore movie. And I was thinking about the UN, and I was getting really infuriated about how they haven't stopped Rwanda, and today we have Sudan currently, right? And I'm sitting in my apartment on a Saturday night in the Upper West Side of Manhattan, really comfortable, and thinking, I'm sitting here, but somewhere in the world, there's somebody who is, running for their lives in terror. And I thought, this is not the world we should be living in.
You filmed it around like 2006 time, right? 2006, 2008.
I filmed most of it 2008, 2009. Okay.
And then you went on the festival circuit after that.
Yeah.
So is it nice that it's finally coming out after a lot of work on it?
Yeah. It was a long process. Going in, I was like, I'll be in and out in 2 years, year and a half. People laughed at me, but so I realized it was a much more difficult road to hoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was there specific? Because you focus on about like 5 or so stories specifically in the movie. Was it the Sudan or Rwanda that specifically drew you in, or was it just hearing one after another?
No, it was the sort of the bigger issues of human rights, and Sudan being the one that we exemplify that's happening today. But they all just blew me away. They're all no definition for terrorism. What's that about? Yeah. I mean, having Ahmadinejad, the keynote speaker of a human rights conference where they hang gay people and beat women in the streets. I mean, it's bizarro world, right? It's the world where up is down and down is up. And that's the world they inhabit.
What advice would you give to people, especially college kids, who see the movie or know about the issue and want to help out in any way?
Yeah, listen, I would say, obviously, first and foremost, go see it. I think that I felt really small. And I was able to find an outlet that I think brought me, literally around the country and around the world to talk about this movie. And that's great. And I think that, as a student, you're full of hope. You can do this. You can do the same thing. I mean, there's no reason why, if there's something that animates you, you should be able to get your voice heard, especially in this day and age where there's so many outlets to do that.
Was there anything you learned in the process that you didn't know before, like while making the movie, that was really specifically shocking?
There are a lot of things. I mean, one example that pops to mind is during the Rwandan genocide, when 800,000 people were slaughtered by machete. The Secretary General at the time, Boutros Ghali, he was criticized for not doing anything, not stopping the genocide. In fact, he wasn't even in town when it was going on. And why is that? And we uncovered that, lo and behold, right before he became Secretary General, he was selling weapons to the Hutu genocidaires. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff like that kind of pops out through the movie, which kind of blows you away.
And if there's one thing you hope people learn or take away specifically from the movie, what is that?
We deserve better. I think humankind deserves better than what we have with the UN. I think that's the shame in it all. That we really want to, we want to find a solution. And these guys aren't doing it. These guys aren't cutting it.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Pleasure, man. Good meeting you.